now are being brought forward for judgment. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and yield the call to Dr. Hindu I.L. Henderson, the ad hoc Chief Justice of the Universal World Court. He is Yahoshua Mashiach, the Son of Man, the Son of God, in the flesh. Rise and shine, sir.
Rise and shine. How do you hear me?
Very clearly, sir.
Wow. Lots of information that you're bringing out, host. Can you tell me, where can that be found in the scriptures?
Oh, my goodness.
Why are you doing
a lot?
Why are you coming up with it? Let me do this. Rise and shine. Welcome to the call. This is the USA call. Let me say to all the USA listeners, rise and shine, and welcome to a call in which whereby now you still have told the world that you have not yet been informed. You're still telling the world that even though you've heard some things, you have never heard of indexing. I don't know where about you've been, US of A, for the last past, would be, say, 20 million years plus now. I don't know where you've been. Because they have dated it back now to at least being more than 80 million years old, this earth. And according to that, they have found out that this person they keep calling Noah. Yeah, they keep claiming that Noah was around about 80 plus million years ago, whereby he did a all-out would-be indexing. He took an index down to a point where he didn't only do it by numbers, but he also did it by letters. Yes, they said he took in 2 pairs, but it was a total of 7 pairs of 2s. That would have been 14 animals. Of each would have been named animal species went on that would-be voyage with him to save the planet. Can you imagine that? That's 2 times 7. 14 animals from each according name of every animal that was on the planet to include man. Now, in the case of man, he took not just 7, but he took 8. Listen to this. He and his wife and his 3 sons, okay? Each one of his sons had a mate the last time we checked. At least. That would have been 6, 7, and 8 counting him and his wife. Now, 8 was a new beginning, but they went in those pairs. Yes. They went in a pair. 4 men with 4 women. There were 8 of them. Now, this was indexing, according to the words of God. Indexing, that's all it was. Take a count by name that we'll know exactly how we're going to replenish this earth and how we're going to keep this earth doing nothing more than surviving, existing. That's what it was all about. Now, in accordance to you knowing now that that's why I set this call up, me and my colleagues, my friends, my family, we set all of this up just in order that we might be able to carry you along so you can survive. It's all about surviving. Survival of the fittest. Not just fittest for you able to lift 100 pounds or more. That has nothing to do with your fitness. See, if you are physically fit in that regard, but you're not mentally fit, you mean no good to yourself and no one else. What good is it to be able to lift 100 pounds, but you can't think 100 pounds? It's a waste of your energy and time. It would be. So by saying all of what I'm saying right now, in regards to me asking the question to the host right now, I'm going to now go back to the host, who is still sitting there waiting to give us an answer to everything that she just now informed us of. She brought it to us in a brilliant manner. And I tell you, it's some great information. But how does it line up with the prophecy of this universe? And where can it be found?
Well, one of the places that it can be found and is in Ezekiel 16:20-21, where it says, "Moreover, you took your sons and daughters, whom you bore to me, and these you sacrificed to them to be devoured. Were your acts of harlotry a small matter, that you have slain my children and offered them up to them by causing them to pass through the fire?" That's one.
That's a beautiful one right there. I mean, they're all throughout the scripture. That's a beautiful one right there. And the reason why, because they keep saying you offer them up to them. who are doing all of these vile things. So who are those them? That's the them I want to know about. Who are they?
Oh, those were the sons and daughters of Satan and Lucifer. They worship Moloch.
They are, all you got to do is sum it up. I've told you before, this is a world of simplicity, okay? We're not trying to figure out what was the bad guy's name and all of that. All we got to do is just say the unrighteous, okay? Those them unrighteous, you constantly keep hearing me say that. I keep saying, dash them to pieces. I say, who is the them? I say the unrighteous. I always say that. I'll let you know who I'm talking to. There's no confliction or conflicting with the statement in which I'm making that would confuse you. I'm telling you exactly who they are. The them are the unrighteous. Okay? The them.
Yes.
Whenever it says them and it's talking in that manner, it's talking about the unrighteous. Them who do nothing more than inflict with these crimes, these pains upon those of you who are raising your children. They are them, and those them are the unrighteous. Let's stop fooling and playing around with it. They're unrighteous. Do you expect them to do anything different than what they're doing?
Not at all.
No, not at all. So why do we waste our time trying to explain it to our brothers and sisters who it's obvious that they're part of the them? They're unrighteous. Why? They don't care. If they don't care, that means that they're doing what? Complying. They're agreeing.
Mm-hmm.
They're in acceptance to it. So I don't waste my time talking to them. I don't. They're unrighteous. I don't waste my time. You know what it is to be talking to people that tell you that they've been somewhere 25, 26 years, and they've been doing that same job, or they've been doing that same, they've been coming to that same location. And you have to ask them the question, and you haven't made any would-be corrections up to this point. I get tired of hearing them tell me, well, Joe Biden's been in the White House for 30-plus years, and you keeping him in there, and he ain't made no better changes than what you can see right now. After 30 years of being in there, surely by now he would at least know that don't be going to the West Wing or the East Wing when he's got problem in the South and the North Wing. Common sense would have told him, wouldn't he at some point in time stop going to the West and the East Wing and go to the South and the North Wing and complete nothing more than the task of fixing it, correcting it, getting it in order? Wouldn't that make sense to you?
It would.
But that idiot always goes to the East Wing, go inside of a desk, sit down, and look stupid. That's all he does. That's not where your problem's at. His problem is not the president's office. Everything is clean in there. Everything is in order. For the matter of fact, you go in there, you find out he got just about a picture of every president that's ever been in his office. So it's not even out of order for it, knowing the chain of command. The problem is there's the chain of command on the outside office where nothing has been fixed. That's why I asked you, what does all this mean now? You know, if I get another message from someone telling me about an alien has landed, I'm serious. We can shut this down right now because I need you to understand. Yes, the aliens have been here forever. You are one of those aliens. You are an alien. Anything that's foreign to the real with the subject matter is an alien. That's the way it works. So what do I care about the blue man or the gray man coming down? I'm going to see if they can take a punch. I'm just telling you like it is. I'm not running from them. I don't care how and what they bring with them. I am not running from one alien. I am going to see if those aliens can eat bullets like they say they can. I'm going to see. I'm going to test them. Because I'm not running from them. I'm not in fear of them. I don't care how much power they bring. I'm going to test them. I am going to test them. Trust me. They got spaceships. They better not land. So if they land, I'm going to try to drive their spaceship. I sure am. I'm going to see how far their spaceship can go. I'm going to see how fast it can go. I'm going to test their spaceship. Let them leave out, and I see them leave. I'm going in. I don't know what everybody fears. I don't know what your problem is. Perfect love casts out all fear.
Yes.
I don't leave my house in fear. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You should know me by now, host. I travel the road. Whatever's going to happen on the road is going to happen. If one of them dirty cops is going to stop me and blow my head off, it's going to happen. Okay? There's nothing you're going to be able to do to prevent that. If that dirty cop wants to blow your head off, he'll just come to your house and blow your head off. If he's that dirty, stop being and living in fear. Ain't nothing you can do about it. If they want to, they going to come and get. I already told you. Yeah. You're the one that's got insurance plans on yourself. There is no insurance on this planet. None.
True.
There's no security on this planet.
Right.
Do you know how hard it is for someone now that wants to come in your house to send a letter to Joe Biden, and he sent a letter to a judge to go out to your house and send some police officers to round you up? Do you know how hard it is for them to get that done? No problem at all. They have a problem being able to feed you at your house, but they don't have a problem coming to pick you up to take you to jail. They have a problem, okay? They have a problem with you following laws. They don't have a problem with enforcing those laws, okay? So it's just a game. It's a big, huge game. I had to explain to some people today, and I know they're going to go back and tell me, they want to talk to me about Geno Jennings. I don't care nothing about Geno Jennings. I don't care. I don't care who he's preaching to. I don't care how many churches he's got. Until Geno Jennings can show me the works of his hands, where back in before 2000, he went to the whole world to save this planet. I'm not concerned about what Geno Jennings is talking about. I don't care anything. And he can say the same thing for me, but I guarantee him, if we're in the same room, I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to challenge him to a point I'm not afraid to die in there, so I'm believing he's not afraid to die in there. Other than that, I'm not trying to hear what he's talking about. And if he believes that his God is greater than mine, he better be glad that his is greater than mine, because he's going to have to get him up from the dead. Because I know mine can get me up from the dead, so I ain't worried about what Geno Jennings is talking about. I'm not. I know who I am. I can show the works of my hand. I would have to ask Geno Jennings one question. Show me where you gave your blood DNA to every nation on this planet so they can run your background and see who you are. Show me. I can show you mine. Show me where you asked for all of the people of this planet to be saved, and you gave $875 billion that they might be able to at least have a ransom paid for their would-be lives. Show me that, Mr. Jenkins. Other than that, I'm not trying to hear, Mr. Jenkins. I'm not trying to hear about what you done and what you're talking about. I'm not. Show me. I'm from Missouri. Hey, I need to see what you're talking about. Now, the only reason I'm on this ramp right now, because I'm so disappointed in the people that have been indexed, that they're still crying about, well, I'm sick and I'm dying. Okay. We all dying. I told you from the beginning, you were sleeping in a what?
Dying world.
Okay. So why are you calling me now? Do you know how many people have done index that I have been there, watched them die, even was there when they cut off the light with the machine while they was asking me to turn it off? You already know, host, how many I've been there with to do that.
Many, yes.
I'm sure had it been me, they would have been there with me as well. There's no doubt in my mind, because we love one another. We're not afraid of God. We know what he's going to do. We're convinced. We don't need anybody to convince us of that. You understand? And it goes to show you that right now, the whole world, they live in a celebrity-type would-be environment. Everybody just want to be famous, but they don't want to do nothing to be famous. And when they do something to become famous, all they want to do, excuse me, but they rather use their mouth or their hand to get famous. I don't have
lazy man's way out.
I'm just calling it like it is. You look at the whole would-be Kardashian family. You can't find one of them in there and bring them to me and tell me that they made their money without being either with their mouth or with their hands. I'm just telling you. They have sexed their way to success. They took that word, sex, and they turned it into success. And they truly believe in that word. So don't come getting angry at me for bringing it to your attention because of that. I don't have time for that. I'm so tired of the people coming to me about the system of the U.S. of A, America. I made it that way. If you want to hold somebody responsible, make me responsible. I'm responsible for it. I am Leo Wanda. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. That is me. You want to be upset because the dollar with the so-called system or the dollar is not worth anything? Get mad at Dr. Hindu I.L. Henderson. I'm going to tell you my name because I'm the one that shut the dollar down, and I'm never going to let the dollar get back up again. I don't care who's talking it. I don't know who's going to come to this planet. They can have a baby, call him Jesus Christ. Get him a cross ready. It can be a gold cross, silver cross, brass cross. I don't care. Bronze cross, whatever they want to get it. At the end of the day, he is not going to be able to fix the $1. I guarantee it. because it's not going to exist. It does not exist.
Right.
He's not going to be able to fix the Bitcoin. Nope. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be able to fix the Dogecoin or the Ethercoin or the ETP or the ETT or any of those ETs that might fly out the sky. He ain't going to be able to fix them because I've already fixed them and I terminated them. I'm just telling everybody. I'm being honest. I have been honest with 198 nations. I am the person that destroyed the universe system because it was already messed up. And what I decided to do was just delete it altogether. Me and the fiduciary agent, so they can't pronounce it correctly, fiduciary agent. Me and my brother, we came to the planet. My name, again, so you get it right on the paperwork, is Yahoshua Mashika. His name is Yahakim. So you get it right on the paperwork. Because we don't care anything about your aliens. We don't care anything about your muscle men, your cartels, your gangsters, none of that. We don't care anything. Your KKK, we don't care anything about none of that. At the end of the day, they all just like you. They trying to get a dollar that don't exist. Stay with me. They already know what I'm talking about. They're listening just like you are. Their problem is their dollar that they're killing and dying for has no value. How about that? Will it ever gain a value? I don't care if they stock up. They can stack up everybody on this planet. And I mean bodies, not just people. I'm talking about they can kill everybody on this planet. They kill all 9.5 billion people. At the end of the day, that dollar that they're seeking will have no value. I guarantee it. They can put it in yen. They can put it in yang. They can put it in won. They can put it in what is known as mark. They can put it in what is known as pounds, rubies. We can go on and on. Pesos. At the end of the day, unless I say so, it will not have any value whatsoever. Trust me. And the system will die. I already gave them an example. Did I not give this example? I think I had to. I gave this example back in 2006. And I told them, I said, it's like a house. You can buy a brand new house with brand new furniture in it, everything, a brand new appliances. You can put brand new plates in it. You can put brand new food in it. If nobody ever goes into that house after doing that, what happens to that house? Everything dies. Everything dies. The food will rot. Everything else will begin to do nothing but rust and tarnish. I'm just telling them. So stop playing with me like I really care about somebody's emotional feelings. I am not of this world, just as those that I'm speaking to. I believe they're not of this world. I'm not asking my Father to take them out of this world, but he saved them from the evil one. I do believe that there is some degree of evil in all of us. Come on, stay with me here. I don't say this because it's written in the Bible. I'm saying it because I was there when it was written in the Bible. They don't want to believe that because they want to believe that Geno Jennings was there. They want to believe that T.D. Jakes was there. They want to believe that Eddie Long was there. They want to believe that Creflo Dollar was there. They want to believe that Kenneth Copeland was there. They want to believe that John Hagee was there. Let me help you out. No offense. None of those crackers or niggas or nobody else was there when I was there and that book was written. I didn't see any of them. And I'll say this to their face. They're listening. They get the same information. You don't hear them trying to put me on the internet. Nope, they won't put me on there with the so-called Meta. They were trying to put me on Facebook. They had a few of those, we call them hussies, trying to help them put me on Facebook, and they couldn't do it. You know why? Because they understand they have a choking order, which you call a gag order. It's a choking order for them, that they better not mention my name unless they know exactly what's going to happen to them thereafter. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not threatening them. I'm promising them. Everything I say can be served to them on a silver platter, trimmed in gold. I'm just telling you the facts. I am my Father's son. I will fear no man on this planet, here, there, or to come. None. And I'm trying to explain to everybody, kiss the Son unless he becomes angry and you perish in his way. Let me help you out. The only somebody that will be able to stop me from destroying this planet, everybody better get to know him. His name is Yah. You're going to have to call on him if you get me to a point where you anger me. Because I'm going to be grafted up on this planet that the only somebody who's going to be able, when I hear Hindu, it better be coming from my Father. Because if it's not coming from my Father, I will not relent from what I'm going to do to this planet. It better be my Father calling me. I'm just telling you the truth. That's why every night I can say he's sitting there smiling with his thumbs up. If I see him with his thumbs down, trust me, I'm going to bow myself before him to find out what's next for me. If he says that's it. I'm good with that. But he tells me to carry on. You're going to be in trouble. I'm just calling it like it is. I'm believing that they heard this in China. I'm believing that they're hearing this from Afghanistan all the way to Zimbabwe. I want to believe that they're hearing this. Because if they're not, I'm here to tell them they're in trouble. He who has eyes, let him see. He who has ears, let him hear what thus says Yahoshua Bashita. I don't have time anymore for games and people playing these crazy things like, well, they got the Emmy going. I don't care nothing about the Emmys. I wouldn't care if Gail and Oprah got married on the Emmys so everybody can see it publicly. They can have a bed on the Emmy stage and they both can get in and do whatever they got to do to each other. At the end of the day, I do not care. I'm going to terminate them when that time comes. And it's coming. I don't have time. I don't have time for everyone trying to impress me with earthly things. That's earthly stuff. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care if people don't never get married again. I don't care if they never present a marriage license. I don't care if they never present another would-be birth certificate. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't. That's of this world. I'm not of this world.
Yeah.
Listen, host, you've been with me now long enough. You saw how I deal with people at courthouses. You see how I deal with people on the street. You see how I talk to my brothers and my sisters, no matter what color, what size, what shape, their so-called characteristics. I'm not afraid of any of that. You've been around me long. You don't even realize how many of those people came to our offices before in Dallas that was mobsters, they were gangsters, they were cartels. You were there. Many of them, they came wearing weapons. Was anyone there that you noticed? Were we in fear?
Nope.
Why not? Because they understand that I am the only person that holds power over life and death. They already understand that.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to be trying to play games or to fool or trick people. I can tell the people they must realize that money has power in the face of what is deemed to be earthly man. It's got power. And at the moment that I came with exactly. And when I came at the moment with $875 billion, I need them to understand that they had a portfolio, but every penny was in cash. I don't have time for games. We don't. And I'm not about to sit around and listen to people who want to believe that their government is going to fix something. Fix what? You're the one that broke it. How can you fix something you broke? You broke it. You don't know how you broke it. You don't know how it goes back together. You didn't pay attention when it was together. So now you're sitting there with pieces in your hands trying to figure out which piece comes next. I don't need that. I don't care. Today has been a real good day. A real good day.
Yeah.
Because as I look around over the planet, all of these messages coming from people that are just so, they're in fear right now. Listen, I'm telling the people, is it that their diseases, are they real? If they're not, yeah, they're real. I can assure you they're real, but they wasn't made by my Father. They wasn't created by my Father. Some of the dumb people that's been praying to my Father, thinking that he don't already have them figured out, has been doing that. They're the ones who's making up these would-be so-called viruses for everyone to die off of. You want to know why? Because they're so stupid. They can't think that if they kill everybody off with the virus, who are they going to be using their money with or for? I gave them nothing more than an example. This was about 10 years I gave this example ago. I told them about the Twilight Zone. Did I not tell them that? I told them about the man in the Twilight Zone that was wearing a watch. Do you remember me telling them that? He had the ability,
I don't remember details, but yes.
He had the ability to stop time whenever he wanted to.
Right.
That's why he kept stopping time so much. He kept stopping it. Only when he wanted to go in and get a free meal or steal money out the bank or get him a new outfit, he would stop time just to do that and then walk out. But he did that so many times, he dropped the watch, fell off his arm, and he stepped on it, broke it, and time froze. Now he got all the time in the world because the whole world has stopped. But he realized once everything stopped. There was no purpose no more left for him to be doing those things because nobody cared. Nothing cared. Go get what you want. And he was all alone in the world by himself. He had all time, but nothing to do. Nobody to see. Listen to me. I don't know how you get the people's minds to be set in order, whereby they won't be thinking ignorantly, as I would say, that they're doing right now. The average so-called would-be celebrity out there are looking to become rich. Just recently, they wanted to bring me a question. How do I feel about some Nas, Lil Nas, ex-Nas, whoever, talking about Jesus Christ? I don't care. I don't care if he is Jesus Christ. It don't bother me. That don't have nothing to do with me. What do I care about him posing to be on the cross? All I got to say, I can't wait till he finds a cross to stay on. It don't bother me, no. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with this world. Plagiarism, if they want to call it. Maybe he just talking and acting like he's Jesus Christ. Maybe he imitating Jesus. I don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But I can tell them, I'm not impressed. He's not nothing I even want to talk to you about. Like I told him, I don't want to discuss it. Well, would you like to meet him for what? What am I going to benefit from meeting him? I don't need to meet him. I don't need to see him. Him in his blue outfit they talking about, a pink outfit, I don't care. It got nothing to do with me. I'm not impressed with any of those guys. I spent a lot of time being in sports and entertainment. Again, I say entertainment consists of all the way from the church house to the outhouse. That's entertainment. Sports is exactly the same thing. It's all the way from the church house to the outhouse. It's the same thing. You can't get one without the other. I just call it like it is. A would-be so-called preacher in the church. He's a sportsman, too. He runs around in circles sometimes. Sometimes you even see him kicking like he's trying to kick a football. You'll see him sometimes lying in his chair, screaming and hollering like he's doing nothing more than getting ready to pole vault somewhere. I don't know. Sports and entertainment. That's entertainment and sports, no matter how you look at it. I don't have time for that. I came here to clean up my Father's world. Why? Because my Father so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. And his Son has already told you, I am not of this world, just as those that I'm speaking to. I believe they're not of this world. I'm just asking my Father to save them from the evil one. Again, I say, so my Father so loved the world. It had nothing to do with me. I'm not of this world. My Father loves it. That's the only reason he sent me. And for all those that still want to say, well, he can't be saying he's Jesus, the Christ, the Son of God. How come I can't? You think you are, so why can't I say it? You think you're greater than me, so why can't I say it? You think you can do more miracles than I can do, so why can't I say it? You think you got more power. You think you're smarter. You think you're more intelligent than I. So why can't I say it? You think it. My Father has already told you in his written word, so as a man thinketh, so he is. So you think it right, but I can't say it. Don't waste my time. I don't have time to play games with people who only want you to look at them in some expression of esteem. But when it comes to you, they want you to look at yourself as if though you have to be the peasant. You have to be the one that's inferior. Who do they think they're talking to? They're definitely not talking to Yahoshua Mashiach. Not the one that everybody knows to be Hindu. Not going to happen. No one can love me greater than what I love myself on this planet. My Father is the only love that I have that I know for a fact have a greater love for me than I have for myself. You know why? Because I have that greater love for my Father than I have for myself. But other than that, everyone else, yeah, you're right. I heard the guy in the corner say everyone else pays cash. You're right. I don't have time for all of that. I came to clean this world up, to fix it. For all of you that now are ready to take this mission, this voyage, this journey with me, let's do this. Do it in a manner. No one is greater than you. No one. No one can fix it but you. No one. Let's do this together. I got you. You got me.
Amen.
They just arrested. They're talking about 100 people. Do you understand? Had that been 1,000 people? Do you understand if there had been 10,000 people? Do you understand if there had been 1 million people? They would not have been able to arrest not one person. Not one.
Okay.
That's what Donald Trump is letting everybody know right now. He's pulling the numbers. He's telling the numbers that right now, with him being in the courthouse, if everyone stopped being those that be sellouts, oh, we're going to cop a plea. Cop a plea for what, you idiot? You're still going to be put on the firing line and shot down like a dog. So what are you bargaining for? To live the rest of your life in a prison with a hole in your back of head? What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Copping a plea. That's a... Street brothers, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let y'all say it. I'll let the street brothers say it for you better than I can. Because they're not listening. Copping a plea. Are you serious? You know how many brothers cop pleas and still end up in prison? And nothing more than a prison community where they waiting for him to show up. Not for a celebration. You better believe it. Copping a plea. You're a snitch. You're a snitch. And you're going to be put into an open would-be unit, an open community unit. And I'm going to tell you now, the majority of them, they already got what it takes to put you off the planet. Don't be stupid enough to be talking about copping no plea. I'm just calling it like it is. I'm giving people the truth because that's what's happening now to the United States government. They're trying to cop a plea. They're trying to cop a plea with France. They're trying to cop a plea with China. They're trying to cop a plea with Russia. They're trying to cop... And you know why? Because they joined the snitchers. They joined people in Israeli. They joined Benjamin Netanyahu. They joined the would-be so-called George Jorge Bergoglio. They joined all the snitchers on the planet. And now they're being put in an open community where the community don't like snitchers. I'm just telling you like it is. I know people. I'm giving you a simple example so you understand why it's so important for the world to get it right. Now, don't waste your time. Being that they put Donald Trump in stripes and put him in jail, let me help you guys out. That will not be the end of it. It will not be. If they do that, it is going to be electrified. He is not lying to you. All the so-called radicals, all the so-called extremists, all the so-called would-be rednecks, all the so-called would-be people that they're claiming now, they don't have a high school education, they don't have a college degree, they're not as smart as the people that's been, I would say, backing Joe Biden, and they're the dumb people. They're the people from the other side of the tracks. They're the dumb, would-be so-called white trash, and they're only the ones that will vote for someone like a Donald Trump. Let me help you out. Those people are in the majority compared to the ones with education. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And when the war starts, just think about this, because I don't even think that the media even has the mentality of what I would classify as a kindergartner or a fifth grader. I think they're stupid than a fifth grader would be. And I'm not saying that fifth graders are stupid. I'm just saying they don't have the experience. They don't have the knowledge that one should have that's already been through it before. And I don't think our media has that type of knowledge. Who cares about you having a handful of educated people with AR-15s when you got 2 to 3 billion people over here that you're saying uneducated, and all of them got AR-15s, and they can't even read instructions. They don't know about safety. They can't read the word safety, okay? They don't understand the word between safety and automatic. And all their weapons been set up on automatic. Is anybody catching what I'm saying right now?
Mm-hmm.
So when you tell the educated people to put their weapons on safe, and they understand that. They know where to find safety at. You're talking to these uneducated people that you're so wanting to get rid of. They don't understand the word safe because they can't find it. They can't read it, so you say. What do you think they're going to happen to you? They're going to pull the trigger. And you're going to ask them, is your weapon on safe? And they're going to say yes. And then you're going to say, are you sure? They're going to pull the trigger to make sure. You better not be standing there. Don't be stupid all your life, media. Wake up. Wake up. You're not dealing with a handful of educated people versus 2 billion with the uneducated people. And if you are, you should already recognize you got problems. And maybe you're not so well educated after all. Nobody cares about a bunch of judges on this planet. And I'm just being honest because we have to deal with that situation. Because you need to realize judges are not all educated. They're not. We got work to do on this planet. Work. Real work.
Yes, sir.
And everybody's talking now about the viruses. Yes, those viruses are real. Because you had a few idiots out there that allowed themselves to join a system where it can benefit off the people. They so allowed themselves to concoct all types of would-be serums that they put together that cause certain viruses to happen. And now they forgot. They were so intelligent, they forgot to come up with what will be known as the antidote. They don't have an antidote for it. So now once you inject it, and they don't have no antidote to get rid of that injection. So yes, it's out there. It exists. But you got to be smart enough not to let them give you that would be so-called injection, so you don't have to worry about them not having an anti-injector to get rid of it.
All right.
They don't have an antidote. They got the dope, but not the antidote. And everybody needs to recognize what's going on. You choose your weapon. That's what it's been said. That's the art of war. You choose your weapon. Just remember, you're only going to get one chance to choose your weapon. You come out with a handgun, and he so chooses to use nothing more than a Gatling gun, you're in trouble. Keep that in mind. While I do us all a favor and take a short break.
Thank you, sir. Well, as you had me go back to the scriptures regarding the abuses of children, the human rights abuses, where all of this came from, why it's still here on the planet, I also found Leviticus 20. And this talks about the penalty for all of these things. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, again, you shall say to the children of Israel, whoever of the children of Israel or of strangers who dwell in Israel who gives any of his descendants to Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from his people, because he has given some of his descendants to Molech to defile my sanctuary and profane my holy name. And if the people of the land should in any way hide their eyes from the man when he gives some of his descendants to Molech, and they do not kill him, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and I will cut him off from his people, and all who prostitute themselves with him commit harlotry with Molech. So that gives you the penalty for the human rights abuses of the child sacrificing, adrenochrome harvesting, etc. You know, just a few moments ago, family, Yahoshua was telling us to join with him. It is a simple process, and it is something very much that you are capable of doing. If you want to set this planet right, if you're tired of all of the horrific things that we've exposed on these calls that are going on and have been going on for millennia on this planet, most people I talk to are sick and tired of just being sick and tired. They want all of this horrific things to end. Well, you can join with us. It's not only your protection, your restoration, and your redemption, but you join the family of the Global Reset to do something to fix this planet, and you do that through your indexing. Go to the SOVCPR.com website. Fill out the information there. It's very simple. It's very clear. You can follow it. And I did get an update report today and saw some more of the information that is just about ready to go live, family. It won't be much longer. You'll be able to do it very easily just on the website. So again, go to the SOVCPR.com website. Check out everything on indexing, and we'll get you processed quickly. You'll get your letter of index confirmation sent back to you, which just is your documentation that, yes, indeed, you have been indexed. Now, you cannot use that paperwork for any other purpose. You can't send it into a court. You can't start sending it into these organizations and stuff. That's not what it was made for. It was made for your confirmation, so you could see with your own eyes what actually supports your indexing. So with that, if you're ready, sir, I will go ahead and yield back to you.
I have returned. How do you hear me?
Clearly, sir.
You know, as I speak to the nations with an S, and that's on those mornings at 10 a.m., we would call it at a time where we do know that both sides can have an opportunity moment to be able to hear what we're saying. You know, as I begin to speak to them, I know they recognize and they realize now that on this planet, everything is tied together. Everything depends on everyone on the planet. Everyone. As you're talking to the people now, it depends on everyone on the planet. No one is exempt. No one. No one is an exception. No one. We all have the same equal ability, the opportunity. We have the same equal life. Everyone on this planet has it. Our Father made it that way for everyone. And that's why, even back to the Greek philosophers, that they give them so much with the prestige of honor and respect, we hear people coming out of an area like Germany, where we had one that says, no man is an island entirety of himself. He's only a piece of the main and a part of the whole. He went on to say that what will diminish Germany will diminish every nation on this planet. He told them that.
Yeah.
And he meant that. And we all understand that to use those words to be somehow, it could be classified in the United States of America as plagiarism. But America has no knowledge of what plagiarism really is all about. Because if they did, every last one of them right now would have to give an account, and they all would be held in what they deem to be incarceration until they came up with a matter of being able to clean up that in which they would have found themselves criminally responsible for. And that's plagiarism. The average one of the people in the United States of America are saying words that they read out of other people's books, other messages that they've heard, even the reading of the Holy Bible, which most of them don't even want to give an author credit for writing the book. But they use the statements in it all the time. You know, when you walk into the White House, you would be, I would say, surprised to see all of the would-be so-called statements that are written around the White House that came straight out of the Bible. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. That they only sing something that came straight out of the Bible. Mm-hmm. John F. Kennedy was, I would say, one of the most noted presidents of all time in the United States of America. I spoke of him a few days ago, talking about the 33rd president and the 34th president and the 35th president. I talked about them a few days ago. And I let the world know, I mean, General Kennedy was very notable. But most of his statements that he made didn't come from him. People act as if though he was a wise man and came up with a lot of philosophy and wrote his own speeches. He didn't. The majority of everything that he would speak about came straight out of the book of Isaiah. Straight out of the book of Isaiah. Abraham Lincoln often spoke words of nothing more than straight out of the Holy Bible, all over the Bible. He's just everywhere in the Bible. He would take 5 words out of one scripture and 5 words out of another scripture and put them together. And everyone that goes in the White House, except for Joe Biden, I don't know, maybe he got a book of the demons or something, I don't know. But anyway, they come up with these statements that they're getting from other sources. And that will be classified as plagiarism. But they are often trying to accuse others of plagiarism as if though those people can't use somebody else's words. What are you talking about? For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, Believe it or not, the world over is always using plagiarism. They're always stating something that they didn't write themselves. And every would-be so-called holy man on this planet, to include Pope Francis, can be carried off to jail for the crime of plagiarism if he really wanted to. He's always talking words that didn't come from him. He's talking words that came from Paul, words that came from Barnabas, words that came from Matthew, words that came from Jesus on the cross and his last 7 saints. Who do you think gave you the right and the power to use somebody else's would-be words and don't classify it as plagiarism, but you want to classify everybody else as being someone who's plagiarizing someone else's message? Don't waste our time with that. In the world, the United States is one of them. Man, it is the most gamiest place. If you want to ever find some people that will buy anything, they'll trust anything to the point where when it's messed up, they do it. They'll buy it. If it's good and it has a guarantee to it, America's not going to buy it. They won't. They just won't. You can give America all the truth like what we're doing right now. How long we been out here? How long you been with me now? Host.
20 years, but 10 years on these calls.
And look at how many people actually listen to us. I mean, we got people all over the world. We got people of every nation. But here in America, it's hard to get them people to listen, because they're not complying. They listen to us, but they don't comply. They don't put nothing we say to action. Never.
Yeah.
I can say right now, I know. I can say right now on this call, I can say that tomorrow that Israel will blow up, whatever, and I'm not going to do it because they'll do it. I can say it, and I guarantee you they'll do it. Just like when I told everybody that those would-be so-called Ukrainians was doing what? Fighting from schools and churches. And then as soon as Russia started doing it, they could start telling it on Russia. Like they wasn't already doing it. I'd already told everybody what was happening.
Yeah.
All you got to do is say it. And then they'll start talking and telling it on themselves.
Yeah.
But the Americans, man, the Americans have got to be some brain-dead people. They're the people that's in that book when it says that they are some stiff-necked people. They're talking about the Americans. It's right there. It's telling them that it's the ones that are in the land of Babylon, the land of the enchanting Babylon. That's America. They walking around now, all of them, like they're in a daze. People walking around like they're in a daze. Just pay attention to them. They passed each other in the stores. I told you, remember when the COVID was out there, what were they doing? Real kind. How you doing? How you feeling?
Right.
They were talking cards. And you had to get close to them just to understand they were talking to you, because it sounded like they were mumbling through those masks. As soon as the mask came off, you see them growling now. They be having their teeth gritted like, don't come my way. And back when it was COVID, they had the mask on. You could look in their eyes and tell that they were smiling underneath the mask.
Exactly.
But now they're angry. Got their teeth gritted. They think they're out of what we know to be out of the hot water. I already know how Americans operate. We already know. We grew up here. We were born here, okay, in this land. We know how the people act in this land. We know how they act. Yeah. When they think everything is going good, or they talk to you like you're a dog, they talk to you like you're nasty, they talk to you like you're crazy, they talk to you like you're poor and cheap. But as soon as things start happening, something starts singing like that. They start singing a bunch of would-be aliens running around the house. They come to you, grabbing your hand. They want you to get in a circle with them and pray. For what? I don't care about the aliens. I don't care if they come over your house and take all your food out. I don't care. That should tell you if they coming over your house, they go in your kitchen, they ain't two aliens. They got to eat to stay alive like you. That ain't a power I would think that an alien would possess. These are the things that I'm talking to the Americans. When I talk to the United States call like now, did I identify the call? I probably didn't identify the call. They don't know what I'm talking to.
I did.
Oh. I might have to identify the call. They might not know what I'm talking to. But I'm talking to the Americans because Americans are some people that the world says that they're very unique. And when the world says that Americans are unique, Americans take it as if though it's a compliment. America, let me help you out. They're saying just the opposite. It's like when they say, well, kiss my grits. You know? Or when they say, why, Jesus Christ bless you. They're not saying it in a manner where it's a good thing. It's a bad thing, America. I need you to understand that. They're saying that Americans are stupid. They're arrogant. And when they're saying that, They're saying that because Americans just don't believe that the flies are on that because it has a bad smell. America want to think that flies believe that honey is greater for them, but they don't. That's a bee. That's not a fly. If you see a bunch of would-be flying bugs and they on honey, America, listen to me, that is not a fly. That's a bee. You need to understand the difference. Because you think that the world really looks at you and admire you and think that you are some good people. It's just the opposite. They act like they like you. You go to China, they bowing to you and smiling. You go to Japan, they bowing to you and they smiling. You go over to Israel, they bowing to you and they smiling. I need you to just one day, follow them home that they don't know you followed them. Sit at their back door and just listen. Because you're their main subject for the whole dinner. And they talk about how crazy you was, how arrogant you were acting. They talk about all that at their dinner. And they're talking about a quick way of eliminating you off the planet. I've been there and done all of that. I'm telling you what I know. Sitting in Oriental buildings of hotels and restaurants, when everybody thinks that all of us have gone home, and I'm sitting there hiding in a corner because they don't know that I have a room there in the hotel or the restaurant. They have no clue. And I'm listening to them. I'm listening to those foreigners talk about the white men the most. They're talking about white GIs, white Americans. And they talk about how arrogant they are, how dumb they are, how easy it would be able to just wait for one of them to get drunk or to go to sleep or to get a nice meal or a pretty girl, how easy it would be to just to cut his throat. I'm telling you. And I tell those guys, don't go back to that restaurant. Don't go back to that hotel. If you go back, they're waiting for you to fall asleep. Listen to me, America. That's the way all the nations are feeling about the United States of America right now. I'm just telling you the truth. They say that they're your allies. They sit at the table with you. They're eating. They're dining with you. But at the end of the day, they are going to cut your throat. They are going to destroy you. They have watched you. They have watched your actions. They have watched how you have dealt with the people all the way to your household. They have watched how you treated your mothers and your fathers. They have watched how your fathers got old and all of his children did nothing more than try to benefit off the things that he worked so hard. He spent all of his life. He got sick. His body broke down. He found himself on life support just to do one thing, to work that job and make all of that money and get all of that so-called would-be those riches and all of that stuff he got. And then one of his sniveling sons or his sniveling daughter or all of his sniveling kin came along and did nothing but take it over and do nothing more than become disruptive and destructive to the world. And that could be known as the Walton family. I'm just calling them out because they know what I'm talking about. That family watched their father every day go around delivering food in an old red truck right in Arkansas. As soon as he died, they didn't all go out and get a red truck and start delivering groceries. They backed up the BMW factory. They backed up the Mercedes factory. They backed up the Ferrari factory, doing nothing more than getting personalized vehicles with gold and silver packages put on them. And I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah.
And right now, they wouldn't do anything that their father would do. They're not going to give to a real charitable cause. They give to the people that got just as much as they got, because they want to make sure they don't put it in somebody's hand that if they should ever lose all theirs, won't be able to come back and bail them out. So they give it to a person and people that can come bail them out if they should ever find themselves back in a messed up situation again. I'm just calling the truth. America, you better wake up. I got work to do. Spending all of this time notifying you, informing you, showing it to you, giving it to you. And what do? You're out chasing Donald Trump like the rest of them. That's one man. You're going to lock up one man You want to put one man in jail for racism. Listen to me, niggas. I mean, Negroes, colored people, African Americans, whatever they're calling you nowadays. Listen to me. You're talking about Donald Trump being a racist. You better wake up. Because Donald Trump didn't kill your great-grandfather. Donald Trump wasn't around when your great-grandmother was raped. Donald Trump wasn't there. And I can assure you it had nothing to do with the Trump family. You better find out. It had a lot to do with a lot of those families, like the names of Roosevelt. It's got a lot to do with those names, like even to the extent of those named Biden. It's got a lot to do with those ones that had names like Rockefeller and Roosevelt and all of the so-called names that you now so afraid to call, like Gates. It's got a lot to do with those names. Not just Donald Trump, not just Jeffrey Epstein. You better wake up. Shallard, the God, man, whatever they calling you are, God, Chakas, whoever. You know who I'm talking to. Get on your radio station with some real information and stop talking to gay faggots all day long. They can't tell you nothing. They can't even tell you what eyeshadow's at. Stop playing. Get serious. They'll do Donald Trump just like they done did R. Kelly. They throw him in jail and they forget he died. And they keep making money off of stuff he was the one that invented or came up with. They don't care. Where's Epstein at right now? Is that island that I tell you one thing now, they didn't bomb the island, did they destroy that island? No, because there's people still that lives on that island that's talking about how he used to have private parties. They didn't destroy that area. Clinton might be still visiting that area right now tonight. Who knows? But you listen to the point of what I'm saying. The matter of that, stop it. You're trying to pick out one white boy for racism right now. I'm talking to the melanated people right now. Whether you be African, whether you be Jamaican, Mexican, yeah, because you're black. All of you. I'm just saying to you, stop it. Donald Trump is not your racist, would-be so-called power situation. That's not it. How you going to take him out of the equation of racism, but you're going to leave Joe Biden in it? How you going to do that? That don't make sense. How you going to leave Joe Biden in there when you got Emos? I'm talking about Kamala Harris's husband. How you going to take those men and put them in racism, but the man that Kamala Harris is married to is a white boy, and you're going to take him out of racism? How did you get that? How did you come about doing that? You got Tura Jackson Brown, who is married to a white boy. The Supreme Court judge, female, married to a white boy. How are you going to take and put Trump into racism, but you're going to take her husband out of racism? Why? Because every now and then he gets to inject a little white into a little chocolate? What's the problem? Stay with me. I'm just wanting you to get the reality of what you're talking about and doing. You lost your mind. The average one of your would-be so-called black power females right now is married to white men that could be classified as racist. They married them a nigga slave. What's the difference? I said it, I meant it. Now they nigga slaves done gave them some nigga babies. I said it, I meant it. I'm just saying, stop it. We're trying to choose and pick who you want to classify as racist and who you don't want to classify as racist. You're not going to benefit off of Joe Biden. You're definitely not going to benefit off of Kamala Harris because she got to listen to a white boy tell her what to do before she do it. She's not a strong black female sister girl. She ain't going to leave a baby at his door and tell him, let your mama take care of it. I'm your baby mama, but let your mama, that you and her baby, take care of your baby. She's not that kind of black female, okay? So don't fool yourself. Stop it. Neither one of them. Neither one of them. Trace them back. You trace them back and tell me who they are. The average one of them. The female come out of Harvard University, doctor of Harvard University. Female. Everybody thought she was gay because she wore a suit and had bald hair. Now that they realize she's married to a white boy, things are now becoming clear to everybody why she's so messed up. She's married to a white boy who possibly is more racist than Donald Trump. Stop it, people. Do your research. Know who you're dealing with. Know who you're talking to before you just start classifying people. And this is not me supporting Donald Trump. This is not me campaigning for Donald Trump. I'm not even a client or a member of Donald Trump. But I just need you to understand